Hey, good afternoon. How are you guys? How you look like you're moving pretty good.
The therapist said he's 2 weeks ahead of everything.
Get out. Wow, that's awesome.
When she came for the first time, she thought it had been 2 weeks,
Holy mackerel.
and he said no, a week. Did you get our computer done yet?
It's in the board office.
Oh, is it? How much do I owe you?
It was 40.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Was
was,
it bad?
well, you had some kind of Sophos antivirus software, and it got
We
corrupted.
got scammed, so I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
got corrupted. So I removed all that,
Okay.
and I put a Vast on there and ran malware bytes and out of Vast, and it cleaned it all off. It's
Okay.
good. So it's in the
I
board
guess I can
office.
pull around there
How much do I owe you?
and
It was
get it
40.
tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks for that.
Oh, no worries. It wasn't that bad. Like I said, it it had a bunch of stuff on it, but and it got
We
corrupted.
got scammed, so I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
got corrupted. So I removed all that, and I put a Vast on there and ran malware bytes. What's that? Vast, and it cleaned it all. Oh, it matches my shirt, doesn't it? It's in the
I
board
guess I can
office.
pull around there. How much do I owe you?
It was 40.
Tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Mrs. Berry?
Here.
Mr. Chapman?
Here.
Mrs. Stevens?
Here.
Mrs. Von Drasek?
Here.
Mr. Mickle?
Here. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the July 8, 2020 regular board meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Von Drasek?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Need a motion to approve the financial reports presented by the treasurer.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Von Drasek?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Superintendent's report.
Not too much, and I only say that because we have a lot of motions on tonight. We're going to mention other things as we go through. But, definitely have a lot of orders in for things. We have things coming in. I think we're doing well as far as setup for, opening days. So that's, making a big push. That's all I have.
All right. Committee reports. Brooklyn.
I have TCTC, their opening plan rolled out. Juniors are going Tuesday, Thursday, seniors are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, virtual only. Mask and face covering has been built into their dress code for this year. They did purchase temperature scanners upon entry, and they've eliminated field trips unless it's part of program requirements. It's just a quick, the plan for Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday at this time is through the end of the school year. It is not January 1. It took a lot of calculations with hours, and the opinion was just to go forward with it for the school year. So it doesn't look like anything is going to change as far as TCTC and their schedule is concerned this school year. So that's all I have from them.
I think it's the opposite days. Only because,
Seniors Monday, Wednesday, seniors Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll have to check on their
oh,
website
just
again.
because I got Riley's email.
Okay, so they're only going 2 days a week.
Yes. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, Misty.
I don't have any.
Christina.
I don't have anything,
Scott.
The only thing I have is that high school sports are progressing forward. I made mention of that last time, but no new news. Just things are kind of status quo and they're moving forward. And that's all I have.
Okay, I have nothing. I'd like to welcome visitors and invite public participation. Does anybody have anything to bring before the board?
Do you have anything on there you want to talk?
I'm sorry?
Do you have anything or do you want to talk? Me personally? Yeah. Oh, you don't have.
This year, this is Ted Reagan, the tech coordinator. We had to go undergo a E-rate audit, and was for funding year 2017. And we recently received a letter from the United Universal Schools and Libraries, and they said that we passed with flying colors with absolutely no findings. So that was good news. We also received our E-rate funding for this school year, and we're getting a 70% discount on our internet access and our wireless internet system that is managed by Neoman. I just finished installing 3 Chromebook carts with 25 Chromebooks each, and they are ready to go in the high school. We retired one Chromebook cart, which was the original guinea pig Chromebook cart that we bought, used Samsung Chromebooks, and those have been pulled out of service because they're very old age and they weren't working very well. We have 200 Chromebooks on order, Lenovo Chromebook or Asus Chromebooks from Tierney Brothers, and hopefully we get those soon and we'll be able to pass those out to students that are in need in their homes. And that is all that I have.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any?
Nobody's raised their hand. Okay, anything under old business? New business. I need a motion to approve the following policy additions and revisions to the Bristol Board of Education policies. There they are, and I'm not gonna read them.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Just a few things. 2266 is a new one, and that is dealing with Title IX. There's been a lot of changes in the law. Actually, the principals and myself, we're going to be sitting through a virtual training next Friday, put on by Walter Applegate Law Firm. So that'll be, I think it's like a 3-4 hour training. Also here, I want to mention we had to have a OTES 2.0 policy. They are changing the teacher evaluation system. We are currently in 1.0. Originally, schools were going to have to start at the 2.0 this year with everything that's happening, pushing it back. What we're doing is, I have a policy. We have to have something improved. We still haven't had a lot of time to meet, so there's a policy that I'm putting in is just kind of a placeholder. So we have something, and really, I don't think looking at the changes that were proposed, I don't think the changes are that great from what we have now to probably what's going to be coming anyways. One other thing, I know with the governor coming out with the mandate with the masks, I have been working on a policy change from YOLA with in regards to facial coverings, and that was included in here, and just kind of giving us some authority to enforce that in the school. So again, that's like we said, especially we're going to offer face shields if students want to use those, but masks will also be part of the day too. So unfortunately, but we're just following guidelines from government. And then again, there's a lot of changes here. This was from some spring updates, and I'm getting updates kind of constantly, and I have another batch that's going to be coming because we're going to follow those too. So that's all I have.
On these taking temperature, we've got that everything set up, right?
We have our thermal screening equipment. That's supposed to come actually next Friday. They're going to demo it, set everything up. They have the same ones at the Trumbull County Educational Service Center. So when I walked in today, got my temperature taken by it, and again, it was like, really good. So.
Hey, Chris, do you feel that, like us having the face masks and stuff, and the kids that are younger now have to wear them, do you think it'll take away from our teachers too much by keep telling them to put the mask on, do this, instead of actually teaching the kids?
I think the intention is that they board the bus and they come into the school with the face mask, get their temperature checked, go get settled, and then we have, we purchased 400 face shields for each building, so that they'll get a face shield, they'll put their name on it, and they can use a mask if they prefer, but if they want to use a face shield, I think the face shields are really nice for at least, the teacher's talking to them to see their face, and I think for the students too. So it's really kind of preference. I think the face shields are going to be a little easier. I think once they put them on, they're not probably messing with them so much. I mean, I'm an adult, I'm sitting here and I'm touching my mask. So we're going to try that initially, and if constantly I'm getting different things. I go to weekly health department meetings, and things are changing nonstop. So if something comes out and they say we have to do mask fully and we can't even use those, then that's something I can't control. But I think for the younger kids especially, to me, I think that's a reason.
Bondracic,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve resolution 2020-16, resolution to appoint legal counsel.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Mario and I have seen Eric Johnson, the attorney. He's also from Walter, which is a Cleveland law firm. We've seen him speak at many things. We've been very impressed with him. It's not unusual to have multiple attorneys working for a district. I let Kurt know that, my still intention is to use for him for Rosie mostly, but we kind of like to try this out with Eric and use him as needed. And I will say, I've already been really impressed with. He's sent us, and again, it's a bigger firm. They're able to produce a lot of documents that Kurt just probably isn't able to on his own. Some things that have been helpful. So we're gonna try it out, see how it goes. And,
What was Kurt's response?
Kurt, I think appreciated that I reached out to him. Was upfront with him. But I don't think he expected that because, again, there's most of the districts use different lawyers.
Cost wise.
He is for this year. They're charging $250 an hour, which
Kurt's
220. That's what it is. That's in the treasurer's note.
the one thought is to, because they have a bigger division, maybe they will be able to put some things out faster. So I think sometimes, because Kurt's dealing with a lot of schools, and I think I'm just going to kind of make a judgment call. If there's something I can really quickly, I might use them. But I've enjoyed working with Jim Frederick and prior.
Do we think they'll be able to get back to us quicker on issues that we have? Because there's more of them, or?
That would be my expectation. Honestly, if they don't, we're probably not going to be calling.
Sure. All right, roll call.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve resolution 2020-17, resolution to authorize remote learning plan for the 2020-2021 school year in compliance with House Bill 164 and guidance issued by the Ohio Department of Education.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
We had to put together a remote learning plan due to the fact that students won't be in person today. The county put a template together for us, so principals worked on that. And this resolution comes from Megan Bear, who's an attorney that the ESC uses, and it kind of just goes along with approving our remote plan and also some of the things like attendance and that, because if our current policies kind of conflict with anything, this kind of supersedes that for the 2021 year. So this was a good thing to pass.
Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the amendment of school health services agreement with Akron Children's Hospital for 2021 school year, exhibit 2020-13.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
And this is a increase of our nurse from 6 hours to 8 hours for this year only, especially with the different schedules and that. Everything going on. This seemed like a good option way to go.
Did we get to keep the same nurse?
Yes.
Roll call.
Mrs. Bondracic,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the final forms agreement, exhibit 2020-14.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion?
We had met with them previously. At the time, I did not want to, they could not lock in like a county price for us because a lot of schools were picking it up, so I decided not to go with it. I think that was a couple of years ago. Mario and I had a conversation one day, especially with the fact that I think with COVID and everything, trying to get away from paper records if we can, we thought maybe now is the time to kind of go this direction. We had a demonstration with the principals, Dan as AD, and I said, really, I think once we can get this set up, and I'll be honest, it's going to be really hard to get it set up in time to use for the opening year, because I guess once we can give the okay, they have to build like an electronic platform with all our stuff. It takes a couple of weeks. It's going to be, I don't know how that's going to work out initially, but I will say, I think everybody's going to love this once it's in place. And I will tell you, as a parent with kids in a district that uses it, it's really nice. You turn your forms in, and then, you know, instead of having to fill out forms every year and enter them, you just go in and update them, edit them online. It's really quick.
So everything, all the signing and stuff is done electronically, and then it's filed electronically.
You can even use it for athletics, physicals, all that kind of stuff.
Now, I know there was a couple of fees associated with that, I read, that are like one-time fees.
Yes.
What if we add forms, like in subsequent years, we want to add new forms? Is there going to be like a setup fee again?
I don't think so. They said they can kind of build.
Yeah, you can have as many forms as you want.
Okay, good.
That's just a separate platform.
Sure. So then, if I remember, if I remember, it was like the initial fees were going to be $2,500, and then the one-time fees were like total $2,500 and $2,000 every year after that. Good.
Well, tonight, with these grants we're getting, another point is we're gonna see if we can take some of those start set fees, take with these grants, because one thing's gonna help safety wise, we won't have people coming in here filling out forms, less
Sure.
traffic, which will
Right.
help with the spread. So
Good.
we're gonna
Good
wait to
idea.
see what kind of, I mean, we got this one grant we're gonna approve, we're still getting information on how we can spend it. It's roughly a $32,000 grant. Hopefully we can take some of these setup fees to offset the general fund costs.
Okay.
So,
I truly think once we start using it, parents will love it. Secretaries will love it, principals will. It's gonna be interesting.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Michael.
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the virtual classroom grade book participation agreement between the governing board of the Trumbull County Educational Service Center, TCESC, and the Bristol Local School District Exhibit 2020-15.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion?
This is just an a lot of the county school districts are getting this. It originated in Jefferson County, and it's basically lesson ideas, online things that teachers can go and pull up. It's all subjects, all grade levels. It wasn't that expensive for what I think what you can get, so we thought it would be a big help, especially for high school being on multiple days. We have to do another template.
Is there any extra training that our staff needs to use it? That we're gonna need?
From what I looked at it with it, it's once you get into it, it's pretty easy to access. The principals looked at it a little bit. I'm not sure how much there is required with it, but I figured they'll kind of take that up. If we need to do something, we will. I'm sure the county could probably provide some kind of training.
I just want to make sure all our teachers have the same and on the same page, that's all.
We provide, the county, we pay for their services. I'm sure that if we need some kind of virtual training, they can do that stuff.
Just so it's out there so they can take advantage of it.
Roll call.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic,
Yes.
Mr. Michael.
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the revised school calendar for 2020-2021 school year, exhibit 2020-16.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
The only change with that was due to the fact that Innovative Day Day, which was supposed to be countywide, was canceled. Originally, the teachers were going to go to that, the students were going to stay home. We're going to just make that a normal instructional day, so students will come. The teachers will obviously be here, especially since I think it worked out better too. When we talked about it as a committee, the Monday, Tuesday group maybe is not getting quite as many days, so we thought this would be one day that.
And that's November 3rd.
Yes, and that's something we'll put out in the calendar. I have intentions of sending out a district letter as well, so put the calendar out and I'll put on. Roll call.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Motion approved fiscal year 21 dues for membership in the Ohio Coalition for Equity and Adequacy.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Discussion? Are we getting much out of this anymore?
It's just, they're a political organization that fights on behalf of schools, the legislators.
Yeah, I know when they first started, I think they were a lot more gung ho then, and I haven't really heard anything in several years.
I mean, they're still pushing back a lot of times against vouchers.
Yeah, the big thing about the program.
That was big last year.
All right, roll call?
Mrs. Bondracic?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Motion approved the bus route stop for the 2020-2021 school year with the understanding that changes will be made periodically as needed.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I know Mrs. Mansfield had gotten the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for high school kind of divided up, but then it had to go to the district court to see if there was any adjustments based on the schedule needs. We also have to consider any students with special needs. So I know he's working on that. Hopefully a letter will be going out soon. I know Mrs. Mansfield really was trying to, as much as folks had requested what specific days, we were trying as much as possible to honor as many of those.
Roll call?
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carries. Motion to use employed properly licensed volunteer employees as substitute drivers and compensate them at the substitute rate in addition to the regular position pay rate for hours driving bus for the 2021 school year.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Motion to use employee Jonathan Woodford on an as-needed basis at his custodian rate as a temporary bus driver for the 2020-2021 school year.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Bondracic?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Motion to use employee Deborah Rolls on an as-needed basis at her secretary rate as a temporary bus driver for the 2020-2021 school year.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Bondracic?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the following substitute rates for the 2020-2021 school year. Substitute custodian, $10 an hour. Substitute teacher, $80 per day.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
We just thought maybe, we had talked about raising it slightly before, especially with trying to get starts this year. That's a big concern. We just thought it was a step.
Custodian's currently $9 and substitute teaching for $75.
Roll call?
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracy,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carries. Motion to approve the substitute list for 2020-2021 school year, provided they meet all state and local requirements.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracy,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to hire Michelle Stewart for the 2020-2021 school year as elementary principal for 210 days, starting August 1st, 2020, at a salary of $65,280 with STRS pickup on pickup and other benefits as agreed upon.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Michelle came in last Monday. She was working with Melissa all last week, through 3 days this week. They were working really well together. And, she brings a wealth of experience. She's super calm. She comes out, we talk through things, and she just goes on her way. And, she's good at fixing problems. So really glad to have her this year.
She's not retired. Okay, so this STRS pickup on pickup, how does that work if she's retired?
they set up, so she has her retirement package. Now, she has like a separate account now with STRS.
Okay.
So it's a STRS.
So it supplements her retirement fund.
Not necessarily, because that retirement's already set, so she's getting her severance. I mean, she's also contributing STRS, but she would have to still fall under the same rules. So most likely she'll have to just withdraw. It won't increase her severance, but she still has to contribute to it. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it's
Okay.
because her severance is already set with STRS. That's your retirement.
All right.
But
Is
since she
that,
contributes,
is that standard process to do it this way with retirees like that?
you're talking the pickup on pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an administrative position. Either way, even being a retiree hire, she would still have to contribute to STRS because it's a covered position.
So it's mandatory.
Mandatory, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracy,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the transfer of Melissa Donatelli to kindergarten teaching position for the 2020-2021 school year at Masters plus 18, step 13, effective August 13th, 2020.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Again, was really kind of sorry to see Melissa, leave principal, but I know her heart was really in going back in the classroom and teaching kindergarten. I thought she had a really nice first year, especially considering what we've kind of, especially went through the spring and planning the summer. But, I wish her well. I said to, maybe down the road, she may change her mind. She may want to be a principal wherever it is, someday, especially I know family was a big deal for us. Wish her well.
Roll call.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracy,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to hire Sabrina Javorek as custodian for 2020-2021 school year at step 0 with an hourly rate of $15.53, effective August 3rd, 2020.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
She started last Monday. Seems to be good.
Roll call.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracy,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to hire Erica Knapp as an elementary teacher at Bachelor's step 1 for the 2020-2021 school year, provided she meets all state and local requirements.
Make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Mrs. Donatelli brought in two really great candidates. And they both were really good. We thought Erica would fit in really nicely with our staff. She reminded me a lot, honestly, of the
fresh out of college, or did she come from someplace else?
She had done long-term semesters.
What grade is she teaching?
She would be doing third.
Roll call.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to accept the resignation of Nicholas Lenny as assistant boys basketball coach for the 2020-2021 school year.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Just thanks to Nick for serving in that role for a year.
Roll call.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve Cynthia Popley for unpaid leave of absence pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 3319.13 from August 16, 2020 through November 1, 2020.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve American Fidelity Assurance Company to administer our Section 125 plan, including flexible spending amounts effective January 1, 2021. There are no fees to this.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
They, been actually gonna have appointments with their staff over the last few days. Pretty much they come in and the insurance gets taken out pre-tax. So it's, they fully see a little bit of benefit in their tax savings. And then they administer our flex spending account, make sure we're in line.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes. Motion to approve Alexander Jones as assistant boys basketball coach for the 2020-2021 school year, provided he meets all state and local requirements.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
He's not going to college, he's not going back to,
I think he's finished.
oh, he is?
Wow.
That's what I.
Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the removal of the attached list of obsolete books at no salvage value, exhibit 2020-17.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Social studies books. So the new ones would be for Mrs. Nicholas, Mr. Ross.
See, there was quite an extensive list of folks from Leah and Jeff.
Roll call.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the athletic health safety guidelines protocol handbook for the 2020-2021 school year, with the understanding that changes will be made periodically as needed.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I met with Dan on a week ago Monday night, and he's got a very detailed plan in place. I've read through this completely, and I really had nothing to offer. I mean, it was cut and dry.
He did a nice job.
Yes, very nice.
Roll call.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracek,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the rural and small town grant fund 510-9021.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Yeah, that was like, bringing off telling you guys about, it's fallen under the CARES Act. The state held back some money from the other CARES Act money we got, and they put a little bit more restrictions on this, and that's what we were talking about potentially. Some of these purchases will go through. Currently, we're just taking them out of the general fund, and we'll go through and see where we can take these out, just in the process.
Good.
Roll call.
Mrs. Von Drazik,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the following fee schedule for 2020-2021 school year. Parking fee 9 to 12, $10. Park fee $7.50, 7 and 8. Park fee 9 to 12, $15. Technology fee $5, grades 7 and 8. Technology fee 9 to 12, $10.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Discussion?
We have some ninth graders that are driving.
what they're held back.
Probably not many.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Drazik,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to waive the following fees for the 2020-2021 school year. Elementary workbook fees, grades K to 6. High school general fees, grades 7 to 12.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Drazik,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the lunch prices for 2020-2021 school year. $2.40 K to 6, including milk. $2.65 for 7 to 12, including milk. $2.95 for adults, and 50 cents for milk.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Are these the state guideline prices for?
Same ones.
we take into account our cash balance and all that stuff, whether we have to raise it.
But we can't raise it or lower it on our own.
No, that's what I was.
This was the same prices as last year, so
Yeah.
we didn't have to raise it.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Drazik,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to accept the following donations. 500 reusable masks from Ohio BWC, 500 surgical masks from Trumbull County EMA, 425 face shields from Trumbull County EMA, and 140 usable masks from the Trumbull County EMA.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Any discussion?
The nice thing with the Ohio BWC ones, we were able to give employees 5 each. So I had one of the principals come down and got some of those already, so we'll be getting those out. We got a lot of stuff from Trumbull EMA. I heard we might get more from them at some point. Also, I know Governor DeWine said since they put the mandate in for mass public schools, students will be getting them. I don't know how many we're getting. They're going to come to the local educational service centers, so we'll be getting ours from Trumbull. So, it's nice to get some of that stuff. I have been ordering a lot of stuff. I look like warehouse down in the office, so that's just a couple of days of getting something. So hopefully we'll have enough stuff for the year.
Those masks from BWC, those are pretty nice. We got some also, and they're washable, reusable. They're very nice. They're comfortable.
Those white, are they the white ones?
Now, what happens? Are we going to be getting these periodically throughout the year? Or is this just a one-time thing? Or?
Well, the EMA stuff, they may send us something again. And I will say too, the face shields that they send, those are like really high quality. We'll figure out who those are going out to. But, besides some of these shields, some of the face shields they sent were like different types. There were ones that tie, there were ones you had to put together. We've also, the ones we ordered for the students, they have like a head unit, so you don't have to put it together, really just put it on, ready to go. It's nice to get some stuff.
Yeah, as of right now, they're just one time donation.
And those are the ones that have the round, like, soft headband, right? Like this thing. They look comfortable. Roll call.
Mrs. Von Drazik,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle,
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve a school resource officer agreement between the Trumbull County Sheriff's Office and Bristol Local School District for the academic fiscal year from July 1, 2020 through June 30, 2021. Exhibit 2020-18.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Major Palmer, when I spoke to him originally, they were talking about moving to like 2-year agreements with school districts. And I said to him, I would prefer, I said, can we do a 1-year this year? I said, I think it'd make more sense, and this would be with all the schools that you work with. I said, the 2-year budget comes out next year. I said, I think it'd be smarter if you just waited for the 2-year next year, because schools will know they have 2 years. So he seemed to like that. So yeah, this is a 1-year, and then I'm assuming they're probably going to revisit the 2-year next year.
There was some discussion about rotating the officers around. I don't know if I like that idea.
Yeah, as far as I know, again, it's going to be Mike Nelson here. They did say we have an officer, Officer Slusher, that when she subs for some of them, Major Palmer said she might be in a little more this year, which she'll be in at the same time as Mike. They want to kind of give her more interaction.
I think she was in quite a bit last
Yes,
year.
Don, I agree with you. I think if they decide that they want to rotate that, I think we need to have a meeting with them.
Right. I have happy with him.
Yes,
I haven't gotten the impression.
good. But if it should arise, I think we need to express our concern.
Well, I was at Mike's daughter's open house, and he said there that the sheriff's department was talking about some of that sort of thing. And I said, I said, I'm only one vote, but I don't think we would agree with that. But, all right, roll call.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Von Dracy?
Yes.
Mr. Maple?
Yes, motion carried. Motion to approve the agreement between the Trumbull County Educational Service Center and the Bristol Local School District for services through the Trumbull Virtual Learning Academy, Exhibit 2020-19.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, we had been meeting with Ed Magowitz, who's one of the supervisors from ESC, Paul Marino, and met with the principals, Mario and myself. And for our students that are going to go fully remote, this is the best option. And a lot of the other schools, especially schools our size, are going the same route. They're using a great app called FuelEd. We looked at it, it looks really good. And I think for the elementary, they will get their 4 core classes, and then for the high school, they'll get the 4 core classes plus another class. We had put out a survey to kind of gauge interest. And, the numbers are kind of fluctuating right now because we had some that's interested. But Mr. Fairfield told me today we had 4 that decided no, they don't want to do that. They actually want to come in person. So I'm fine with that because that's August 17th is the deadline. So how many students we have.
Do we know fees or costs yet?
For a high school student, it is $1,150. For an elementary student, it is $15.
Really?
It's on the, I put up on Google Drive on the second page. We'll break it down like the.
All right, I missed that. Okay.
Yes, I'll just double check. I think it was.
Okay. So, good, go ahead.
How many students do you have on that right now that we're looking at?
To be honest with you, we had initially the number I put in, because the price point runs, because obviously our buildings are K6, 7, 12, but the price points run K5 and 6 through 12. 6 through 12, as of this morning, we had 33, and in elementary, we had 25. Now, I understand we lost more off that number in high school. So right now, we're committing to a smaller number says in the contract that if we need more students, we can have. Because I didn't want to get caught in paying for X amount and then the mass not wanting it, and then I stuck paying for it.
Yeah, the K-5 is 1540 per student, and then K-12 is 1150.
So
Where
do
did
they have, oh, sorry, Scott.
Sorry.
Do they have, like, do anybody that wants to use this have to let us know by a certain date? I know we have to let
We
them
had
know
put a
by
survey
August
out that
17th.
we wanted to know last week.
Okay,
But like I said, they want a number for the 17th. It would be easier if somebody got into school a couple weeks and said, I want to join. But we are putting something out that there's an expectation that there's a commitment at least for a second semester.
okay. That's fine.
So they can change their mind the next semester if they don't want to do virtual the second semester.
Like semester as in January or 9 weeks?
And where did you put that in the budget, or have you not plugged it in? We're,
Yeah, it wasn't factored in the May forecast, so it'll be in October. So it'll be, from what they told me through the shared service agreement, so we might have to update the contract, but at least right now for the 15 students in each section, it was roughly 40,000. We factored in roughly 77,000, but if we would have had to hire a teacher to teach us kids, it would cost us more than the grade level. So you figure it's one teacher, potentially one teacher cost, at least for a year.
Problem is, you need licensed teachers in all of those areas.
Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Von Graysick,
Yes.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle.
Yes, motion carried. Need a motion to adjourn the executive session to discuss evaluation, compensation, and employment personnel.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Berry,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman,
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens,
Yes.
Mrs. Von Graysick,
Yes.
Mr. Mickle.
Yes, motion carried.
Yeah, every week, except for last.
Doing good.
Yeah, finally start to catch fish. Lots of big ones.
Good.
So we have to go 26 miles out. It is. The lake is too rough on the lake.
What motor do you have on that boat?
I have 130 horse.
I had it posted. Wow, I gotta push that pretty good.
It does. I mean, you know, on a good day, this lake is relatively smooth. We can do run it about an hour.
Like 11.
Yeah, yeah. Big fish, I mean, big.
Yeah, I got it. You beat your bird, I'll watch that. You have any pictures? Go on a shopping spree. I don't take any chances. Okay, we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Chapman?
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Von Tracy?
Yes.
Mr. Mickle?
Yes, motion carried.